Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, guys.
If you want to get paired for a last round, you can just put your name here.
Ignore
Patio.
everybody else talking.
Yeah.
Just focus on the sultry tones.
Sultry tones.
Doug Howe and Alex.
I'm Doug Howe. That's Alex
That
Smittle.
was way too loud.
You're way too loud.
I mean, calm
I'm
down.
gonna need you to calm down. All right. Anyway, so we have Blake McDaniel to the right from Kansas City. Went 4-0 today with Boba, Polub, and Cavill.
Yes.
I believe it's IGD Marauder on
Boba. With Dengar Gunner.
With Dengar Gunner, that's right. And
Cavill
then
is Han, dorsal, expert handling.
yeah, and R4.
And R4. And trick shot on Boba as well.
Is there a trick shot on Boba?
Yes.
Okay.
He dropped 000 off Paulo.
Paulo, that's right.
Paulo has Debris Gambit, Moldy Crown.
Yeah, okay. And then it looks like on the left we have Michael Simon.
Biophysical himself.
Now I'm kind of surprised. So the way this format worked for people that are watching the stream, we had 3 teams. We had a team from St. Louis, Kansas City, and Columbia. It was standard 4 rounds of Swiss, but you could not be paired against a teammate. And then we had a total of 42 people,
yes.
which was 15 from St. Louis, 14 from Kansas City, and 13 from Columbia. The top 10 scorers from each team created a cumulative score. The top 2 teams, which was Kansas City and St. Louis, are now playing in a best of 3 final. Kansas City, 3 games
At the same time, top 3 players from each team. Whichever team wins 2 out of the 3 wins the tournament.
Yep. So Michael Simon was the 4-0 from St. Louis. Kansas City actually had 3 4-0s, but then the majority of everybody else went 2-2, which is how they came in second.
That's how we came in second.
St. Louis won the pairing though, so the significance of that coming first in Swiss is they got to pick their pairings for the top 3. I'm kind of surprised that they picked Michael Simon against
Scum Control.
It is Scum Control, but
Boba and Cavill, there's no twerps on this Cavill.
And Crackshot does not work against Reinforce.
That's true.
Although Boba doesn't have a coordinator, so Reinforce
is not going to happen very often. But he will eat Polub alive.
So what are our other matchups? We have Brian Davis and Alex Bell. Brian's running Forlom, Polub, Fen.
Alex Bell is running a Trandoshan Slaver, Polub with Squad Leader and 2 Quad Jumpers.
That's right. That's a ridiculous list.
He's doing the Lando Trando.
And then we have Matt Ritz versus Mark Myers. Matt Ritz is Kansas City guy running a 4-ship Rebelist, Wedge, AP5, Biggs, and Dutch. That's right. And then Mark Myers is running Fen,
Polub, and Cavill.
And Cavill. Okay. A lot of Cavils here. Alex Smittle, the winner of the Crossroads Classic, commentating with us with Cavill. Wimped out and ran a Drea Swarm. Scrubbed out at 2-2.
You did too. That's why we're both here commentating
this
right
now.
Smittle, this just proves that attack officer is not the right call.
Yeah. So we have 5 4s for Michael Simon. We have 3 5-5 for. So there's we need more people talking on this side so they can't hear us, which is a problem. Because I feel like I'm talking right at Blake.
Right at Blake and them. So everyone come over here and make a buffer noise, please.
Make buffer noise.
Can you hear us? You shouldn't be. But then they'll hear us.
It doesn't matter if they hear us.
That's true.
Okay, we're going to stop recording really quick.
Just make everything crazy. It's not going to affect this. The camera's over there.
Well, the problem is that the Apple or the... I don't know if it'll stretch over there.
It's plugged in over, so we should...
Yeah, I really think we'll be okay.
I appreciate it.
I want to make sure that was your bag.
Oh, we're moving to here? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were moving.
Yeah, I got a face to face.
Yeah, it's over
They don't want to always stick my face on the screen.
I like all of you. I also hope Kansas City wins, but if they can't win, I'm glad to win. Oh, that was a weird handshake.
Clock starting in about 1 minute.
Clock is starting in about 1 minute.
Take your time. You don't have to like.
Do what you want to do that way as far as possible. We've also lost our.
Huh?
We've lost our charge. Oh, it probably got knocked out of the thing there.
Your time.
There it is.
That's why I wanted you to go first.
Okay, now we're on the opposite side of each other. That's weird. Thank you for being patient with us. This is our first time commentating on a stream, so bear
I don't
with
know if
us.
there's anybody watching.
I heard we had 7 earlier,
7 earlier, but then we stopped for a while.
but now we're live again.
It is. It's,
I don't know how to
23
tell.
followers. Hey, Bob, how? Oh, he's on there. I'll check his stream real quick. Go back to the other page.
Thank you, all 5 of you, for joining Doug Howe and I in this beautiful time as we
I wonder
watch
how we see Twitch chat, though.
Kansas City
Ah, check that.
win game. Oh, that's whispers.
That's fine. We'll figure it out.
I don't either. No worries. Feel free to chat us in Twitch. We don't know how to read it, so we won't. But feel free to say things to us
We
anyway.
are not professionals.
We're barely amateurs.
Barely. Yeah. Yeah, not professionals, but at least we're also idiots.
That. But we're also 2-2 today, so.
2 by 2. Okay.
All right. Time is starting here any minute now, probably. And the clock is starting.
I don't think you had to repeat that. That was pretty loud.
It was, but I'm practicing my radio voice.
You should probably stop.
You should shut up.
All right, we should stop this now.
We're professionals.
just for good measure.
So rock cluster pretty heavily on the, I guess, top side of the mat from our view.
Yes, top of the camera.
Sure.
I don't think the rocks are actually going to play in too much. I would imagine that Blake sets up on the open side of the board.
Blake, at least Paula, but then see what happens with the fours.
Yeah. While the rocks are, like, the interceptors move through the rocks really well, obviously. But it is also harder to concentrate fire.
Yes. And he'll be stressing himself a lot with repositions, which he did in my game against him. Michael stressed him nearly every turn.
Michael beat both of us.
Michael beat both of us,
Michael beat me around 1.
and he beat Richard White,
Yeah,
also from
I'm-
Kansas City, and Bill Klinkart from Kansas City.
Richard White, also known as Kelvin Tiberius of Kelvin Villainy Podcast. Then Bill Klinkart of
Also Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Oh, Michael went
Yeah.
4-0, beating Kansas City 4 times.
Yeah, pretty convincingly every time too.
Yes.
I would Rect is
apt.
get
That's
your
an apt
great
description.
lingo out of here, Alexander.
This is a wholesome chat. Kick his ass, Brian.
Do what I can. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay. So the interceptors.
Are setting up in the
Why?
corner.
I don't think Boba's actually okay.
Yeah, I think Paula was
Oh,
set
did
up in the
there,
rocks.
which actually he has debris damage. so
Yeah,
that makes
yeah,
more
that
sense.
actually makes quite a bit of sense.
I can't tell which way his arc is pointed. I would assume towards the bottom of the board.
I would assume, but he might be planning a turn in, have it pointed this way. There's no way to zoom.
There's no way to zoom.
We shouldn't bother messing with the settings because we're not
I was just thinking we
professionals.
could make the screen bigger.
We're
but-
barely amateurs. I don't think we can. There's no overlook. It's also not our stream. We are just commentating. This is your stream.
Hey, we had 9 viewers going to that last round.
We're at 5 now.
Yeah, I don't know where we're at anymore.
I
5.
didn't see. I didn't.
188 for the day.
Yeah,
5
5
watching
watching
now. Welcome, my 5 people.
See, yay, people!
You have to actually click. Report them, guys.
How do I scroll up?
You 2 fingers.
2 fingers. This is Apple nonsense. That's so weird that there's no way to look at chat.
I don't. There probably is, but we don't know what it is.
Yeah, and we would ask chat, but
But we
we
can.
don't.
But we can't read them.
Yeah, okay.
You have to actually click.
Yeah, chat's there somewhere, I'm sure.
So he did set up.
All the way. This is not how he set up against me. He split 2 interceptors in the center and Hask and 2 interceptors on the
No,
side,
he boxed against
and
me.
came out with a split through the rocks. It'll be interesting. Boba and Cavill farther away. Weird. I would prefer not to have Paula closest to the
Yeah, I
interceptor
think
if it were
Blake's,
me.
I think Blake's underestimating how fast the interceptors are.
Yeah, I'll be closed on turn 2.
Easy to do. You look at generics and you don't think about the speed.
The fact that they 5 forward boost every
Yeah.
turn.
Or 5-4 boost roll if they want to.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily he's set up close enough to the corner that it
He
shouldn't be a
can.
problem.
He should be able to bail out. There's the 5-4.
I did make copies of them last year, and then I didn't give them my information. Because I'm a dumb baby.
He didn't want them.
I didn't know.
Alright, so he is 5 forward boosting.
Yep, come in. Boosting straight, so he's just going the old 7 forward. Poor Gideon's going to get left behind.
See, none of this is X-Wing. This is all Keyforge.
Yeah, they're all playing Keyforge.
Did everybody else go to the bar already?
Yes, yes, everyone else went to the bar already.
That's fair. Maybe their drink on.
Get their drink on. Fun fact, if you guys want to join us at the bar, there's a bar in Columbia.
I'm
we're
gonna
going
check the
to.
other stream and see if they know how to get the chat.
Sure. You could also just ask Alex.
I know what my victory condition is.
Michael is still boosting, going very fast, 7 forward, all at initiative 4. And Gideon also doing the 5 forward, unable to boost, but it will keep him even with the last interceptor as he started a little bit ahead of it. He is still in formation. Focus, large focus. Cavill. I guess it's a 2 hard, but it is the 2 forward. Yes, Cav focus for Cavill. Cavill is toting on gunner, so don't expect to see focuses once the combat starts. He's just focusing because there's no reason not to. Now, obviously, we all know this.
Enlightening commentary.
Enlightening, yes, yes.
Tio here, Bob Howe.
Rigged it in favor of St. Louis, of course.
Of course, yeah. St. Louis native, came to Columbia, tainted Valhalla's Gate by rigging the pairings. Couldn't be that we underperformed, in my opinion.
I think we underperformed. You and I especially underperformed. 2 and 2. Then again, we usually scrub out.
It was
So
a perfect storm. The last round,
The last round.
overperformed.
yeah, it was just we lost a lot of games to Columbia in the last round.
Yeah.
Such that it is though. Such that it is.
I won it last round.
I did not. I won my first 2 and then all downhill from there.
Should have ran the crossroads
No,
list.
I should have ran the crossroads
Should have
list.
given Cavill. There were a lot. We guessed wrong. On
We
what
guessed
thought. There was a lot of scum jank, but it wasn't deep bid.
It was not deep bid.
It was.
I played a 185 today
As did I.
in the first round.
Yeah, I
But-
played a.
That was Boba Guri.
Yeah, I played Mason, who did Whisper, the standard Whisper, standard Redline, but then he did Duchess with Fifth Brother instead of.
That was what Bumgardner ran against me in Crossroads.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he was at one.
But he had Juke as well, didn't
He
he?
had
He had
Juke.
Seven Sister on.
on Whisper
Whisper,
instead of
yeah.
Vader. But he was at 191.
Right.
Or 191. So he had a one point bid less than mine.
All right, so
But similar, same chips.
I don't love Boba's position.
I don't either. He's cutting off Cavill.
Yeah, and
I could handle
his
that.
like
his-
the one bank doesn't take him through the rocks easily.
No, and neither does a straight. His best thing is probably.
Like maybe a
To
one
one.
straight followed by a boost and then come around, but I think it'll be too slow.
I think it'll be too slow. I think if I'm the interceptors, I'm either 3 banking to dogpile Polyp
Yeah.
before Boba and Cavill get there, or 3 harding into Joe for Boba. The right call, I think, is to 3 bank and
I think he three
dogpile
bank,
Polyp.
yeah.
Oh, but
Especially
Polyp
to see
sees it
Polyp
coming.
Yeah, I mean he's playing KG with Polyp for
Yeah.
a reason.
I don't know if they'll have range.
We
with-
did not really talk about Polyp's ability, its effect in this matchup though. Like the Sabers are extremely vulnerable.
without
Without
tokens,
focus.
but he can only take 1.
Yeah, but if he PS kills a Saber, that's really
Yeah, it's
big.
huge. He did do the 3 bank, but with Polyp going away, he's not going to have range.
Yeah.
Which lets Polyp enter combat with focus, evade next turn.
I'm not too familiar.
It's always Mark Myers.
What's always Mark Myers?
Just around, being in the cut, doing things.
Solid player.
He's a solid player. I like Mike Myers a lot. Good guy. He's on. Oh, the barrel of the board edge. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
so I was wondering if he's going to do that.
Save a little time.
It lets him range control a little better against
Yeah.
whatever Boba does.
My
Like, for
Boba.
example, if Boba were to, like, too hard and then boost down,
Yeah.
then he would be able to get in pretty quick.
Screen polished. This is interesting matchup. I don't know who's favored here, to be honest.
I don't know. I mean, I got a pull for Blake
For Blake.
McDaniel,
And I've
with no personal bias in the fact that we are all from Kansas City.
and also all lost to Michael Simon.
I don't think Blake played. Well,
No,
he didn't. They're all 4-0. But,
But I mean, the two of us
yeah.
all lost.
I mean, he needs to get some vengeance.
He
for Kansas
does. He needs
City.
to avenge us. Poor Gideon's getting it. Oh, but Gideon can barrel roll. What am I talking about? He's not going to be left behind at all.
Which is another reason
Oh.
the barrels are good. But
Yeah.
he does do the 2-4, which is fine.
Keep range.
And when I played against him, he kind of used Gideon as like a sniper.
That's what he did with
kind of
me
chill in
as
the
well.
back. And
He actually stayed behind a rock a lot of the time. He kept a rock between Gideon and my list, which meant a lot harder to track him.
yeah.
Because we're both running big rocks. And Boba does the 2-bank.
Which is fine. He has the one hard next
he has the
turn.
one hard Dexter, which actually gets him through the rocks really easy. Behind the swarm.
And because of the 3-big barrel, I think he's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Michael now has to decide if he's going to 3 hard to commit to Boba or 3-bank to commit to Pollard.
and
Cavill will be with Pollard.
Pollard has a good escape route by
He
going
does.
3 forward, 4 forward. Oh, it's 4 forwards wide now.
4 forwards wide now.
God, but Hawk got so much.
Hawk
better.
is so much better. Cavill's there to screen Pollard as well. With that 3 to 4 die dorsal turret that no interceptor wants to see.
Although without protons, the front arc is
The front arc
much more appealing.
is much appealing. Which is why you start HLC. You just turn the turret forward.
Although the small base side arc is deceptively hard to get out of Arco.
It is. It's very wide. Though he did it to me a lot. Spent a lot of time not in my Arcanine game. But my entire list moved before he did, so.
Yeah, that's right. Only had 5-point bids of Dre. I didn't even
Yeah,
get to
that's
see.
right. I didn't even get to see.
That's rough. That's rough.
It was a good game, though.
It's like I'm usually already like after my dial is done, I'm usually thinking about my next turn. Just like, what am I gonna do? I was thinking,
That voice you hear is Brian Davis. Don't listen to it.
Yes.
And we also have a combat, so you usually think about your combat. So like this was like, okay, this is that.
So next year, when we do this,
Oh, yeah.
this is going to be
No,
a
I'm
yearly
not.
tournament is the
I'm
plan.
not a fool. Because I know if I don't barrel roll there, you just go 2 forward, put your own 3, and then 10 rounds of very
I cleaned it up immediately.
Probably go me backwards, I have to take 2 stress.
Doug Howe ruining things over here.
Yes, I am a ruiner.
Ruin.
I want to gain room. I'm not
Alright.
But next year, we're going to run this again. We're going to make it a yearly tournament here in Columbia.
I think so. I really think so. I think it's been pretty successful.
I do imagine that you and I will just commentate on the stream
Slash
next
help
year,
run,
slash
yeah.
help run the tournament. Because we're scrubs now anyway. Like,
Has-beens.
has-beens.
I was only good in 1.0, and
I was
the
only
trick
good-
was nobody was good in 1.0.
I was
Everybody
only
just
good
modded all the time. Oh,
2
thank you.
months ago. So,
It's gonna be a long Sunday.
it is. I have a Nintendo Switch, so enjoy your Sunday.
So, 2 hard boost afterwards with Boba
Two,
to cut in.
1 hard. I think.
I don't think the 1 hard gives him enough distance.
I think the 2 hard might clip that rock. It's hard to tell on a stream with a medium base.
I think the 2 hard clears. I think he do his guard left, and then he gives you the option to boost in after see what the interceptors do.
Yeah, since we have no overlay, we will do our best to keep track of damage on everybody.
Yeah.
It might be good to grab a piece of paper and a pen and we can write it down and keep track while we're going.
You don't want to play against this? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I got you. I got you. I got you.
I mean, yeah, I'm good. Still, it's nice to be like, alright, I want to play against your list. Like,
Now we can keep track of damage for you guys. That way we can all follow along at home.
No matter how much you don't want it to be.
So Saber 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sure.
You have to keep track of that.
I will do my best. I wish we had John Madden lines.
Now you see,
Alex
the squad that destroys the most ships usually wins the game.
usually wins the game.
Although that may not be true in this
In
circumstance.
this specific instance.
Yeah.
Paula bumps
because-
into Cavill.
Blake could kill 4 ships
And still,
and still lose if the other guy, if Michael destroys 3.
that's true.
John Madden has failed us.
John Madden is barely a person.
Seems a little harsh.
Paula bumps into Cavill, which is interesting. It might just be a positional thing.
Yeah.
It is his first time with these new prize templates,
Yes.
so they're
Also-
both using their prize templates.
Indeed. It is also round 5, end of a.
They have a long day, and there is a booze calling to us afterwards. So free bank, the neutral maneuver, safe, gives him an avenue to come into Boba next turn if need be, or continue into Polyp and Cavill. I wish I knew which way arcs would play with Cavill and Polyp.
I would assume they're both pointed in. Like, so
This
Polyp's
way.
towards the bottom of the board.
And
from our
Cavill is to
angle.
our right.
Based on how we set it up.
Yes, yes.
So I think he's okay. I don't think he wants to dedicate super hard with the interceptors this turn, so the bump shouldn't
Yes.
hurt him.
Yeah, I think he's fine this turn. I think
The question is he too jammed up? Is Cavill gonna keep getting in the way of
yes, that is the question.
Hey guys, I made these stickers. If you guys want to take some, if you want.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
I'm
much.
gonna lay them out here and just tell everybody to grab them.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
And then they kind of like put on, peel the back off, and put on, and then peel the front off. So
Okay, awesome.
Awesome.
some of them are
Dude, hit me with the
extremely
first
hard
order
to do. Like
First
these
order
ones. Some of them are easy.
Barrel roll.
Car decals? Is that
Yeah, I think so. Barrel roll for my car. You want an action?
give me a boost.
Boost. It is neat.
If you want to get one of those,
Let's probably put our actions back to make sure everybody gets one.
put the boost on your car. It makes you go faster.
Let's keep this going.
Okay.
Okay.
So Gideon also turned in. See, this is why if that too hard clears, too hard boost, essentially he's gonna free shot on Gideon.
I mean, Gideon does have a shot back. It's just
And no
two
Han
dice.
Gunner.
No Han. He will have Han Gunner. Or no, he does
No,
not have
he's
Han
not
Gunner.
gonna
It's
have
Dingo.
These just out in the open, or?
Yep. Free. Pick one.
Richard White, also known as Kelvin Tiberius of this Governor Money podcast.
Strong day. Went 3-1.
3-1 with the Dreas Swarm. Lost to Michael Simon in the final round.
He did do the one hard.
One hard.
Yeah,
And see, now I don't think the boost fits, and that might be fine.
It might be.
Maybe he just takes his double calculate, sees if he can take a pot shot at it.
Either way, like
I think it is out of range, but it's hard to tell on screen.
yeah, completely dialed with the interceptor. It's mostly blue.
It's open right now, so
It is open right now.
looking at the million options that he could do. He's probably debating the boost because he's worried about the 3 hard.
Yeah, the 3 hard end. So I'm gonna boost with play. I'm gonna boost straight forward, so I have a 4 forward out and take
He is
butt shots
boosting.
if I need to.
Looks like a forward to me.
That's what. Oh no, he does do the. Oh no, it is
No,
a
it's
forward.
fine.
Okay, so at least Blake can escape route if the
Yeah.
interceptors turn in.
I'm actually going to take
That's a good boost, I thought.
I think it's a good boost too.
Kelvin?
Kelvin,
Slide
come
on
say
over.
hi.
Say hello to the fans.
Hold on. Galactic Highlander!
Kelvin Tiberius.
For like
everybody.
the 6 people watching.
We have.
I'm sorry to the Holonet that
Six viewers.
Yeah, I'm sorry to the Holonet that I couldn't beat Simon in the last game. You know, I like gave up after like, no, seriously, like he had all of his ships left. And I had like 4 of mine left, maybe 3, and Drea was gone.
I gave up when I killed Drea.
L337 was gone. I'm like, so you know when we talked about how we were going to go this year? No way you should do that. He's like, yeah, man. I'm like, all right, cool.
I gave up when he killed Drea, and it was just a Z and a quad jumper
He came after Kansas City with a vengeance.
with a
Yeah,
vengeance.
man.
Took down
Four
4 of
KC
us.
guys,
You
yeah.
know, he's like on Vassal. He's like, he's a scary person on
One of
Vassal.
the best.
He's like a very scary person.
Well, and back in 1.0, our third ever tournament, our first regional, was the one where he ran the double defenders and went 6-0 and Swiss top forward. Yeah.
I think Blake's got a shot.
Blake has a good shot. Boba's a really good counter. to
Boba
this.
did. Looks like Boba got 2.
Yeah, Boba is a
And
nice counter.
Haskell's a
bajillion.
bunch of dice.
Boba and Palon.
Probably
So the
results.
question is, does Gideon bother shooting back? Does he risk the Dengar?
Does he remember the Dengar? He is shooting back.
I guess no tokens on Boba means he can
Does
do something.
Blake remember the Dengar? Spends the focus for 2.
Looks like 2 evades.
2 evades.
Come on, baby.
Does he remember the Dengar?
So the other thing that Mike did
He
is
does
knock down 3 of us from going in the top cut for Kansas City.
Yep.
This.
Yep. The MVP of St. Louis right there, Michael Simon.
So he forgets Stengar. Not the end of the world.
It happens. A possibility that damage on Hask could have been nice. Hask is also actually the least important target on the list.
Yeah, especially in this position. Once you start getting damage into the ships, it doesn't really matter that he's a TIE fighter compared to them, although he's worth the least. And
It's worth the least.
while this is a
He's less
final,
mobile.
it is a standard timed game because there are 2 others going on
Yes.
for the team tournament, and it's
Getting close to closing time.
yeah, we're not keeping them too late. So the real question is, does Boba turn in or does he bail?
I think Boba should 4-4. And then he can boost to arc if need be.
Yeah, and see, actually the 4-4 boost to Boba's left leaves open like a Talon roll if he dedicates super hard, or to get behind the interceptors. Like,
Or if he sees where they go and they all 3 hard boost in, he can boost this way to get a rear shot if he needs to.
of course, the concern with that is if you bail out with Boba, you're just leaving Cavill and Holloman
At to the mercy of the wolves.
the mercy of 14 to 15 red dice.
Yes. And a combined 3 agility over 13 health.
It takes a long time to kill the swarm. 12 health. They'll have 3.
No, I'm talking
Or 15 health.
Blake's, Cavill, and Pollard.
Oh, yeah.
That is 3 agility over 13 health.
Yeah, I think Hollow's ability to steal tokens, and if Cavill can get those range 1 dorsals, I think those will
Range
both
1
be
dorsal will be huge.
key for Blake in this match.
Crits. If Blake rolls crits, Michael's going to be very susceptible with his 0 shields in the list and very low hull count ships.
Yeah. So say every crit is terrifying.
A random direct is terrible.
Panic
A
pilot.
console fire is even scary. That's a third of your health.
Not to mention like
A disabled power regulator,
loose stabilizer,
loose
forcing him to go
stabilizer.
straight. Yeah, there's a lot of mean crits for interceptors.
What are the transitions?
Michael tends to not over-dedicate though, so
He
I'm
does
not
not.
positive he'll do 3 hard.
I think Michael is probably going to do 2 and 3 banks to keep his options open.
I think so as well. Although he moves first, so
It's true.
I could see the 3 hards because
He's
Cavill
Cavill
kinda,
is stuck.
Yeah.
Cavill is eating the swarm
Unless
shots.
Cavill's like 2 banking out, but then Cavill's out of the game.
And he's rotating his arc to the back and taking. Like, Paula can't dedicate to where Cavill is, or he will bump.
So
He
3
doesn't
bank
want
maybe
to.
with Cavill?
Paula is the 2 forward,
2 forward, okay.
which keeps him a distance.
Yeah.
Fortunately, probably isn't close enough to steal tokens.
Yeah.
But he might be planning that boost in.
No engine though, and
I was tuned to.
that kind of points him at the rock. I'm not positive. No, he's doing
Going
it.
into heavily competitive
Or does he have engine?
environment.
I don't think he has any. He's a 52-point Paula.
Yeah. Okay. So just a break game it.
Yeah, I mean,
But the greens of Hawk are much improved.
That's true.
With 3 forward and the 1 banks.
And token stacked up, it's not the worst thing if you do a white.
Yeah, yeah.
Just slap down a stress, switching it out for the giant ones. I think these are hybrid ones.
I believe these are average ones, correct.
Alex Bell not supporting big acrylic. Hybrid is great. Hybrid is great as well though.
Ask does the 3 bank in. Which means a lot of hurt is likely to be on Cavill.
I could see a barrel roll from getting this turn as well.
Let's try to block Boba.
Yeah, if Boba does the turn in, you stop that.
I hope Blake saw the 4 forward out.
Yeah.
I'm expecting Boba to turn in though.
Yeah, no. We'll see. He's been playing a little bit
He isn't
well
playing
today.
well. Oh, I think most people would turn in here.
got behind and
You do, Brian.
yeah, it adds up.
No one's taken any of these.
Go for it. Jump on it.
I see a quad jumper off the
The longer these take, the more I'm going to take of these.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some updates real quick.
Excellent.
The other games, I'll be back.
So we do have the 3 hard in for the Sabres.
So far, it's been like first the opening salvos of the other games are just. KC looks okay.
Pride of the state is on the line. A year's worth of smack talk lays on the table.
The most important prize.
Yeah.
Just like
The losing team is just gonna hear the worst of it at the bar tonight. That's really what's
That's the
important.
thing, is the bar.
So
That's all about
he does the focus boost in with the Sabres. I'm assuming he's gonna do the same with the
Yes, I would agree. So Brian killed Quad Jumper for a shield on 4.
Okay, that seems good.
And then Matt had Biggs was PS killed for Matt.
Ooh, PS kill against
Cavill Fen.
Cavill Fen. Wow.
Cavill Fen Pollen. The Torp and then the Fen shot. PS
Okay,
killed.
that's rough. That's a tough matchup for Matt.
It is a tough
Like,
matchup for Matt.
I assume that Fen has a bid over
Over Wedge.
over Wedge.
Didn't look like any damage had come back towards Mark.
I think I heard him say something about one die, which means I'm assuming a weapons failure. Weapons failure Pollard maybe shooting
So I don't know.
especially if Wedge is moving first, I could see the target lock on Pollard. That was a barrel roll that time. Nice. Yeah, 3 boards still. 3 bank here. Interesting.
So Mark's Pollen is at 1 health
Uh-huh.
with 2 weapons failures.
2 weapons failures. That's what the one die came from. The one die primary.
One die
from
front
the front
shot.
arc. That's hilarious.
That is madness.
That's, I don't dislike Blake's position. Yeah.
I am curious as to what Boba does.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Yeah.
Barrel here.
If he bangs in,
It's not gonna be. If you are 4 forwards out,
The 4 forward actually just like pretty much gives him Gideon.
yeah.
but I mean, he's going to do a good job of being able to split fire if he did it right, if he played it right.
Here comes the reveal.
Well, we got one more interceptor going.
Nope. Oh yeah.
So we 3-hearted the first 2 interceptors,
3 banks to
boosted
follow
one,
up.
barrel rolled the other, or 3 banks to follow up. Does keep his arcs nice and spread.
It does.
I assume Paulo just survived. Insurmountable odds.
Probably. Insurmountable.
85, I'd
His
assume.
failing weapons.
Failing weapons. Apparently we played this wrong. My favorite moment from 1.0 X-Wing was Store Champ season. It was actually the second to last Store Champ season. I had a Stress Hawk with CLT, and or I'm sorry, my opponent did. And I had Rex in my list, and he took double weapons failure, and was suppressed by a Rex. He was firing 0 die TLTs. So he was just free stressing everything because it didn't matter.
Free stress.
We found out later that technically if you roll 0 dice, you don't attack. So you can't
was
issue
that
the
a thing
stress.
at
Yeah.
1.0?
Yep.
I don't remember that being a thing. I remember that
Super
specifically
edge case,
being a thing because of the original blinded pilot. You rolled 0 attack dice, you got your gunner shot.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we did play right.
It's
I don't know.
1.0.
It was
Who
hilarious
cares?
at the point. Yeah.
Boba
And
went past.
Boba missed the rock. It looks like.
Boba's not on
beautiful
that rock.
flying.
Boba did not hit the rock
Very nice.
and
Very nice.
does have a butt cannon shot.
Okay.
Was that a booster or was that a...
No, that's just a 3 bank.
He banked
Which means he's
Yeah.
got either the double calculate
He could
or a
also-
boost out of arc.
Let's say if he,
A bank boost down.
bank
to
boost
the
probably
left.
takes him out of everything, but then he's out of the fight next turn.
He's got Town Roll open.
Yeah, but he's taking range 3s. The tops, like he's talon rolling, and then the 2 angled interceptors could 2 hard in towards him, and he could do a lot of damage.
No.
So I think I
But
like.
then-
I think I like the straight booster.
I will take the range.
He eats 1 shot from an interceptor,
That is true.
but
That's a really good engage for Blake.
yeah, I don't dislike this at all.
We'll take the range 1.
Same.
Oh, I flew,
Me,
yeah.
him, Blake,
Bill,
Bill, and Doug. The 3 of us.
he just seems the
Bill.
KC killer.
Yeah, he beat all of
That's right, you
us.
have a-
So Blake's, we're hoping for Blake's revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, transition first.
Blake Beard's revenge.
Blake Beard. Yeah, that's another range 1 dorsal turret shot on
And
Hask.
it looks like range. I think he's got range 2 on the front interceptor in the scenario that Boba 1-shots Gideon.
I'm expecting a target lock on Gideon though, just to be safe.
Although it might be an obstruction on Gideon now from Boba based on that boost. Oh, he
Yes.
trick shot. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he prefers it actually.
just the other side.
Although no mod.
No
Well,
mods.
he might. It might still be range 1 to Gideon, and maybe that interceptor in the front.
Mayhaps. It'll be close on the interceptor in the front. I think it's still a range 1 to
I don't know if he
Gideon.
had the bid or if he just outrolled him.
So if he has a couple rerolls,
Michael?
He was still with Dre. I mean,
What are you talking about,
the
Michael?
bid doesn't matter.
He has a bid. He has a 5-point bid.
yeah, I think he just didn't have anything else to do with the
He
point.
doesn't have anything else to do with the points.
You know,
analyst,
my
yeah.
thought is that's what VI should have cost anyways.
He can't afford hull or anything. I think it's 6 on the free agility ship.
No, you may as well have.
I'd be interested to ask Michael why he prefers the 4 sabers versus the 5 alphas with Wampa. I would guess.
The initiative.
The
I
initiative
would
is important.
so.
And the crack shots he mentioned were really good against scum control.
Yes.
Like the ability to one round a full alarm or Apollo.
Yes. Especially
That is an obstructed range 1.
You know,
From
actually,
Bobo.
Three
3
rerolls.
rerolls. I see a lot of pain.
4
4
hits. And Haskell's 4 dice.
I think he
Pulls
took
2
2 so he
dice.
takes 2. Hits. 2
2
face
hits.
down.
Right
So
down.
Gideon does live. Gideon's at 1.
But Paula now Cavill on Gunners has the chance to
like
take the range 1 Dorsey turret at Gideon.
that.
That's a lot of blanks.
He has the lock, I think. Or did he just focus?
He just focused with
Interesting.
Han. I
Wanted
think he
to-
rotated his Arcus in action.
Okay.
Because he's already beat him once.
But he gets
takes another one,
DPS
gets Gideon.
kills Gideon.
That's pretty solid.
Yes, that is big.
It's even,
And now Cavill takes 9 dice and Boba takes 3. But
I would not be surprised if he puts 12 into Boba or into Cavill,
I
assuming
don't
all
know
of
if
them
the
have
far
range.
one can
Yeah,
get
he's gonna measure that first.
he's measuring that one.
Oh, I don't know if
first.
that one has range. I think that
Oh,
one's
that's
out.
big.
That's pretty big.
That's big. So he's got a range 2 and a range 3 on Cavill.
No, that's very.
That's a really good engagement, Blake.
It's like
1, 2. Just the
2
shields.
shields on Cavill.
Ritz is down the next one.
Yeah, Big's got PS killed. Brian is up a quadruple. This ended up being a really favorable engage for
I
Blake.
think so. Oh, does he have?
Apollo has the range 3.
What's the-
Range
What did we see? What the last shot on Cavill did?
I see no cards, but I will
No
double
cards.
check.
Okay. Light nudge there. Big deal. 2. I see 1 paint.
No damage, no cards on
No
Cavill.
cards on Cavill. Apollo just rolled hit eye or blank eye. I think just takes the miss. which
Yeah,
is
save
fair.
your focus.
3 obstructed. Yeah, and Apollo could easily be in for a world heart next turn.
Oh, he did
spend
spend
it.
the focus for 1. No, but it doesn't matter here. But hey,
I'm guessing he's thinking next turn he's gonna have tokens to steal.
yeah, he should. He'd tell you 1 banks. I bet he takes the evade.
Yeah.
And he's like, focus or don't. I'm taking it. And then
More than you got. More than McCarthy.
Boba's got like
And
a.
with all those extra arcs, you have to take the focuses with the
You have
interceptors.
to, yeah.
You can't just eat their shots. So Michael either didn't have arc on Boba or didn't.
Didn't shoot. But we are back to dials. I will go take a look at the table, see if I can
See, I'm
discern
looking
arc
at the
better.
shields. There's
The bottom
oh,
one. Yeah, I was just turning arc better.
I will. I guess I'll lock the Death Runner as well. There's a lot of.
Anderson does not have arc on Boba.
Interesting.
Does not have arc. It comes through about a half an inch past Boba. And no range on Cavill. It turns out to be a really good engage
Yeah,
by
this is a
Blake.
very good gauge.
See if he can follow it up.
However, I could still see Cavill just
This-
evaporating this next turn.
This is how my
with
game with
interceptors.
Michael went. Is I could kill an interceptor on the first turn for 1 damage, and then he followed it up with the kills.
Well, they're slippery, and if the green dice are helping
the
at
green
all,
dice are
they're
there,
nearly
especially-
impossible to kill.
Luckily, Blake is throwing 3 die attacks instead of 2, which
Three
makes
to 4.
it makes him a lot more likely to punch damage through than my Dreas one, which only threw 2 attack dice.
Okay, so what are we thinking? So
The interceptors are going. Paul's going first. He's 1 banking.
right, and I think the Sabers throw the house at follow because they know where he's going to be
Yeah,
for sure.
they 2 bank.
Because anything towards, like down the board towards Boba to try and cut off Cavill could end up just blocking him and losing shots,
Yeah.
or him bailing out. You can't keep a beat on Boba in this position.
No, and Boba probably takes the turn of town roll to where the back interceptor is now.
Yeah, I
That
could
is-
see him doing a 1 hard boost,
I'll take all of it, I guess.
I don't.
but I think the town roll is better.
I think the town roll to where that back interceptor is,
Yeah.
which Michael could see coming, and he could self bump the back interceptor to block that town roll.
Pretty crazy. But then he's down a ship.
He's down a
essentially.
shot, yeah. But he removes Boba from the fight briefly.
Looks like Brian's taking down a second gun runner.
Take the range 2 at your
There are only 2 gun runners, and
We have a whopping 3 hits.
that's pretty whopping. I'll go check for updates.
Brian Davis rolling
Rolling straight fire.
straight fire. Dicing his opponent in the strongest fashion. Let the smack talk commence.
I'll pass the stress over to translations later.
Oh, and he stresses the Trando. You can't see that game. Ignore us.
Let's go back to.
We'll talk about the game on stream.
We're commentating, but I mean it's not on screen. So they
We're
can't see.
professionals.
The people are very entranced in our commentary.
The logs are off.
Entranced? Is that the word I meant? That's what I'm going with.
Enhanced.
Enhanced. We're very enhanced by our commentary.
Entrenched. But the point is,
So
Pollard
do
is the one
bank.
bank, and if I'm Blake, I take the different
You
gambit
got a
of
different
Bade.
gambit here, yeah. You're eating. You should be eating 4 shots.
Yes.
Maybe 3.
He takes the focus. Maybe he thinks 3 focus is enough.
Yeah. I mean, with 4 shots, a focus is slightly better, but when you already have a focus, I'm pretty sure the evade is better.
Yes. Michael does the 2 bank. He does do it. He does do the correct maneuver.
I think that's absolutely the right call.
I'm hoping to see a 1 forward from Cabell and just try to pop an interceptor at range 1.
Yeah.
As someone who is totally unbiased and doesn't want Kansas City.
Hey, they let us commentate the final.
Yeah. Their funeral.
KC on top.
KC.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's,
We heard that Weird Big's got one rounded.
Big's got PS killed. No shame losing to Mark Myers, though. Mark's really good. Brian's up. Good scenes. I like this fight really well. He's in a really good position.
Blake's going to be our 2.0 ace, man.
Yeah, man.
Going to be the scum of legend.
The scum.
Your time's over, man. Your time
My
is finally-
time is.
You peaked at Crossroads.
I had a brief 1 tournament peak.
Yeah.
And now I'm a 2 and
It
2
happens.
scrub.
Sometimes you peak after your first tournament. You never do well again.
Sometimes you're a 2 and 2 scrub for life.
I mean, think about it. When we first started, you went 4 and 2 that first regional. You never
then
did
I-
anything after.
Never. Didn't win a regional. Didn't.
You did win a regional.
I didn't top out at 10th.
It took you like 3 store champ seasons to win one, though.
It did. But I didn't top out at 10th on the top 50 list. That's for sure.
Nah, never.
I topped out at 15th. just to
Nobody
be
cares
accurate.
about those. They don't mean anything.
They did at the time. Tim's holy rankings.
They are tips. All
But
right.
the point is,
So he dove in for the range 1
he boosted
with
it.
the focus. Took a focus on the other. Focuses.
So you steal that range 1 focus.
I'm gonna guess
every
he rolls with this
single
one.
time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing he rolls to the right here
Yes.
to
I
give
would
room
agree.
for the other one.
So like 4 forward. And I want to see that Cavill 1 forward.
Hopefully he's not hearing us and just taking
Yes,
our
and
advice.
just taking your advice.
I mean, he knows what he's doing with his list better than we do.
He does. He's gonna find this list pretty exclusively for a couple of weeks, which doesn't sound like a long time, but that's about the entire time he's been playing 2.0. He's been a busy man. But
Let's say 4 forward.
4 forward as predicted.
Ooh, that's actually still going to be close.
That might bump. That's 2 interceptors without a focus if it does bump, which drastically increases Paulo's chances of living.
Oh, it's really close. I can't tell if he cleared or not. I think he bumped.
I think he bumps. Clear
Yeah,
stress,
looks like he
yeah,
bumped.
but he bumped. Which now drastically increases Paulo's chances of living.
It also, if he did the talent or the 1 hard,
Oh,
yeah, the
the
1 hard,
one
which is,
hard.
it actually works out perfectly.
It does.
I
think
did
he
one
set
hard.
his dial the wrong
Oh,
way.
he set the dial the wrong way.
He's still got the butt shot.
This is actually not awful. Like,
Yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And now he just takes a double calculate and shoots at that interceptor. Yeah.
That's,
or
I think
focus.
you actually focus.
It
You're,
doesn't
not
matter,
being
yeah.
shot at. Focus
Yeah.
is better again with the 1 shot.
Do
you're
that
taking.
1 forward, Paulo. Cal. 2
1 bank.
2 bank, 1 bank.
Or
Set his dial the wrong way.
2 bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
It's not terrible, though.
No.
Oh, wow.
We
Like I said,
figured when he was turning that, like,
like I said,
it's all
it's
good.
it's been
not
a long
it's,
day, so
yeah, it's not in a bad position. It doesn't put him in a bad position.
definitely could have been worse positions to
Yeah.
hard.
I'm going to advance sensors.
Now he's
So
got
this
the
is
2
actually-
hard boost follow
Yeah,
up.
this is fine. He's not gonna.
He doesn't have much. It's hard to initiative kill that front
The front
interceptor.
one, yeah.
So maybe you take the range 2 focus and hope Pollard can initiative kill him, or Cabell can initiative kill him.
Maybe, yeah.
Or do you? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm a 2 and 2 scrub.
I do think I like concentrating fire here, target locking this back one that bumped. Oh, he moves lock there.
Cabell can't. Cabell can't reach that with a dorsal.
You don't? You think that's range?
I
two?
think that
Or
is
one?
range 3.
Well, he takes the very clearly range 1,
Yeah,
which is why I think that's 2, because that's not that big. of a
that's
difference
fair.
there.
I think it's just barely range
He
1
does
on
steal
that
the
front one.
focus.
On the front one,
It's
he
a-
makes
it's
the
a-
right call there.
triple focused, and if he can manage to PS kill one of these interceptors.
He
Not
very
like you're good at two anyway.
helps. It very helps.
Oh,
Well, Finn is off the board for Brian.
Brian's Finn is off the board. But Polyp is off the board
Paul's
for
off the board,
Alex.
yeah. Which means it's a Trandojan versus
Where's
the other
Forlom
two.
and Polyp?
you wanna?
Yeah.
Yeah, these
They're
are all
car
yours.
decals.
People keep not taking them.
Yeah, throw them on your card, man.
Give me an Empire one.
This is a Black Sun one.
Yeah, you can have the black sun one.
We are the Black Sun.
We are the Black Sun.
Never
Lake
put
shoot.
anything on my car in my life. I'm going to start with X-Wing stuff. Feels appropriate.
Mine has barrel.
No,
For what it was obstructed for trick shot. That one
That should have been very
was.
clear for my,
yeah.
let's try and get behind it real quick.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Take that, man.
They fixed it.
They've got to
that
figure
man
out
right there.
themselves.
Yeah.
What?
I got it. Because he's playing a transition, so I'm like.
Oh, you play
get
against a
behind
lot
it.
of Bosk, yes.
Yeah, I play against a lot of boss.
And
So Blake gets 3, it looks like.
it looks like the interceptor rolled an amount of
Yeah,
dice.
oh, man,
Takes
that was-
1,
1, 2, 3. I think he had one shot
This-
interceptor.
One shot the
Yeah.
interceptor.
I don't
Yes,
feel
he
fortunate
does.
when I
Wow.
decide to
That's
do it.
huge
That's
for
really
Blake.
big.
That is
was
saber number
man.
4.
Yeah, that was a really big deal. That's
So
unbelievable.
Brian Davis is taking
Brian
down
Davis
Alex
is
Bell for the
first
first
win.
game.
Brian Davis, Kansas City on top, 1-0 to nothing.
Brian Davis with a commanding 5-0.
5-0,
He did-
Brian
no,
Davis.
He did, looking at the pairings, he played down a lot.
He played down for 4 rounds.
Lowest strength of schedule by a mile. We did not
He
use
played-
MOV for
He
today.
played down by 5 rounds, actually.
He did, yeah.
But-
But nonetheless, 5-0 is tough to do.
It's tough to do. And he,
Floating stress, I believe, is Cavil's.
Cavil's Hans focus,
Yeah.
yes.
Which is kind of extra
Cavill
closer
does
to
not
Brian.
kill that interceptor. And now we're going to range 1 into Polyp
Yeah.
I think
for
I see 3.
3.
It was,
It looks like 2 paints.
At
it's
least
probably
one
when the
paint.
second quadrant goes down, it's just like
Double checking.
Oh, Polyp is already
So shields.
shieldless.
Oh, that kills
Polyp
him.
is dead.
Polyp's down. Oh,
No.
And then we take a range 2 at Cavill.
That's a bummer.
That is a big. That's a big swing. Caleb is dead.
Caleb's dead.
3
But
interceptors.
An
against
interceptor
Cavill.
and getting off the board is not awful.
Yeah, it's not a bad trade.
I did my part.
I did my part. Alright.
White bread.
I play really fast.
So Polyp is off the board.
Polyp is off the board.
We missed that. We were being bad commentators.
Cavill did not take damage from that interceptor shot. There are no cards on him.
No, but he's shieldless.
He was already shieldless. He took 2 shields last turn.
Yeah, I know. I have him a 6-hole.
Yeah, he didn't take any cards from the interceptor shot. They're saying dials. This interceptor shot.
I
at
never
Polyp,
said that Cavill took it.
Oh no, I was just saying you missed that shot. You said. I said
We
interceptor.
missed the Polyp losing 2 shields
Oh yeah,
shot.
we missed that shot as well. This is a Brian Davis message. We were all here, Brian. We saw you do your part. We were all here. We saw you do your part. We don't need a
I was
phone
letting
message.
John know. And Kraus and Winnick, the people who weren't here.
That's all 3 of them.
They're dead to
The
me.
people who weren't here.
That's
People who
all
weren't
like
here are
a-
dead to me.
Jake's also not here.
That's fair. I
I'm
forgot
gonna
about
tell him
Jake.
you said that. He
Yeah.
probably agrees with it.
But the point is, Blake is in a good spot.
I think so. Yeah, because they're all stressed out.
They cannot chase.
Yeah. I
Blake's in a good
expect
spot.
some
Yeah,
resets
he's-
going on.
It
Yeah.
just reinforces.
Cobb died, but he traded Gideon and an interceptor for it, which is big.
Yeah, you take that every time.
I think this is definitely just a reset turn. The interceptors bail out. This one
That's fair.
probably like 2
Probably.
forward
And in
boosts.
the end,
Yeah.
Boba's got board.
I would
Yeah,
Cavill
Boba,
did it.
Boba, and
Previously,
Cavill has
With expert
rotating arc
handling,
and
yeah.
expert handling for the barrel rolls.
Yeah.
So Cavill's
But this is still not out of Michael's hands by
by
any
no.
means.
Michael is an incredibly talented player. It is in no way out of his
But if
hands.
it came to it,
He's just got an uphill climb.
This is why I'm surprised that they picked this matchup for him though. Is all these turrets really
Yes.
inhibit or hinder.
Yes, the interceptor's ability to dodge arcs. That's what they did against the Dressers. They swam through arcs.
You know what I bet we missed? He crack shot it to kill Polyp.
Ah,
no, you don't get it.
yes, crash
I
shot.
don't care.
And if we look,
It's fine.
That is a living
that's
interceptor
not
without
taking-
crash
with
shot.
the
I will go check and see what interceptors have spent crash shot, so we can write that down as well.
Aaron Steedy joining me here at the streaming table. Aaron Steedy, how'd you do today?
I did okay. I did a 2-2.
2-2. You, along with most of Kansas City, went 2-2.
Yeah.
We had the impressive ability to have 3 4-0s, only 2 3-1s, and then something like 8, 5, or 2 and 2s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
Interceptor's perfect matchup. We also missed another interceptor taking 1 damage.
Did we?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know which one. It's number 4. It's one labeled number 4 by Mike.
Okay.
So we don't know which one that is.
Yeah.
But I know this engagement is right.
Oh, it's
look,
called.
I took 2 prints and I got
It's
pyro.
7 p.m. on a Saturday with telemarketing.
Okay, well, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Can you go figure out which one's
You
which?
did it.
So board edge is 1.
1, 2, 3.
Were you surprised by the
Yeah,
matchups
I don't-
that St. Louis picked?
I am a little surprised by the match they picked, yeah.
I don't think I
No,
would have
I mean,
lined them up.
like,
Picked the matchups that they did.
Yeah, I think I agree with their matchup with Ritz versus
It's the second round. The second turn, I was like, okay.
2 is taking 1.
I've got this.
Aaron Seedy.
Locking it in.
How are you doing?
We're locking it in slowly.
Doing good.
Easily go back
He's
way.
ganked
We're
your
locking in
spot. He's now
slowly.
intercepting.
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 Like, I got 4 long
There's a
lines.
lot of interceptors on the
I
team.
assume you're just going to keep sending Alex back to the table to look for more information.
Spin, would you give us an update on Ritz and...
I will not. I don't want to go anywhere near that keyboard.
I will say that Ritz was far behind the last time I
Yeah.
looked. So.
Yeah, Big's got PS killed. We heard,
Oh,
so,
no.
yeah.
Yeah.
I say I like that
was
matchup
good.
for St. Louis. I thought
Yes,
that
I
was
think that's a good matchup for St. Louis.
Yes, but anybody could
And then
have
you
bid for
spending
either
all
the
your
trade
tokens,
tokens
I was
or
like,
the tugs.
he's
Yeah.
done. Let's get him
Or
right now.
Or that. One of the interceptors could have blown.
You did.
Yeah, this is the one that really surprised me.
This is a surprising matchup choice.
Yeah, the Scum Swarm against Scum Control is fine. It's 2 control lists going up against each other.
Yeah.
But
I just think Michael against Brian was a really good matchup because Brian has 2 3s.
yeah,
He's Fan has to do all of the work.
yeah.
But with the 1 hard boost in, he gets a free shot at an interceptor.
He does. Capital is probably range 3,
Probably.
but maybe he's the guy.
But he takes the Hunt Focus anyway because it's free. He's got our 4 Esterman.
Yeah, yeah. and Since
He's
the
going to be
3
doing it
hard's
2
raised,
hard anyway.
He's checking. That is
Range 2.
Blake using those beautiful red and blue templates.
Yes, yes. Matt Ritz creamed the red and white ones that were my personal favorite.
Are we playing the time?
Yeah, there's a timer.
Okay.
There is a timer?
Bob has
Okay,
it.
so 30 minutes left in the round.
Thanks, Bob. 30 minutes left.
Thank you, 30.
And looks like no damage happened there. So we're back to those.
Yep, that would appear so.
Yeah, so that card we can't see is here.
Ah, yes, I saw that when he leaned in there. There's
Blocked
Blake
the
there.
glare.
I broke mine.
I broke my extra. I broke my D95.
No, I snapped the. I snapped the
So-
base plate clean off. So.
Oh, that might be a second card on that.
My pretty quad. My pretty one broke.
Oh, no. I mean, luckily, you won't have to pull it back out for...
Ever because of stupid hyperspace.
I'm sure, I would guess the quads are one of the first to get added back to hyperspace. Although I don't know if
It
they'll
was
be
easy, it
re-released
was
soon.
there. I had to
Quad.
take it.
I have 2 words for you. Quad jumpers.
Yeah. The thing is, like, if they re-release quads, Scum only has fillers.
Yeah, like it has fire spray, fang, and fellowships.
This feels tight. I'm gonna make him do it. No.
So we could see...
Did not pack my knife down. I'm sorry.
We could see a 2 hard in.
Yeah.
We could see a 2 hard boost, 3 hard
Rod, you?
boost.
I would go, hey.
He could turn around pretty quick, but I still don't. I don't love Michael's position.
I don't love Michael's position. He's stressed, which is unfortunate.
And they go, I guess I won't. Rod.
Yeah, top one is stress, which he is turning in.
If they have a knife,
What's
they go,
Boba's
Oh, so
untouched.
he can start checking
the
Boba.
secret to
Yeah, it's, I think that was his plan here. Will you go get a will you do damage check on the interceptor? I don't know if that one, the middle one, took a second card or not. I mean, Alex Bell, the stream man,
Say,
played a good game, played a good day.
I say, still no shame. Big cut.
Yeah, made cut. You guys won the team. Your team was top. Like,
My payload had a range 1 shot into a tractor beam defend out the front arc. Rolled forwards.
what was your problem? You shot at the front arc. You gotta use the side arc.
Well, yeah, the next time I shot range 1 with full dice defend round outside arc and did 3 hits.
But see,
And he blanked.
always side arc.
One of them has 1 damage,
One
I
damage.
believe.
Okay,
It's the middle one.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it took a second one.
And then the other ones are.
Untouched.
Cavill is shieldless and Boba is untouched. So we
Looks
don't
like
get there.
he focused. He might be going for the boost.
Yeah. The question is, does
Is there a space to boost there?
I don't know. It's
I don't
close.
think he
it's
does.
close.
He's a little far down from that
Blake
interceptor.
is really going to want to start
He's going for it.
wanting to start
he's just-
trying.
I think
He already
just-
has the focus,
He
so
nudged him back a little, I think. No, I think he's still clears.
he already has the focus, so it's not a terrible thing.
Yeah, with
The question
interceptor
is,
dials.
will
I don't know.
Blake needs to start remembering Dengar because that is going to devastate the interceptors.
Yeah, if he remembers the Vanguard.
I think
Cavill?
Mm-hmm. Cavill shieldless, Boba's full health. 1 interceptor's taking 1.
Oh, that was Michael's last year.
Yeah, that's my
Caval's
question.
the rock.
Caval's the other rock.
Caval's in a bit of an awkward spot. The too
Yeah.
hard in, I think he has to rotate to get the side arc. Oh, maybe not anymore.
The block on Boba.
Does
Yeah, so that might be
Blake
what's
see
going
it and do the 4 forward?
I don't
Or the
I don't
one
hate the
bank
turn
right.
in this turn in accepting. Although you don't have
He
Mod
won't
Gunner.
have actions.
Oh, he doesn't have Ray Gunner.
Upon Gunner's on
Gunner's
Caval.
on Caval.
Dengar's on
Gotcha.
Boba.
Makes sense.
He does the 2 hard there. Takes his lock on Interceptor.
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely range 2.
Let's see barrel rolls for the range 1 to try to PS kill again. The easier
And
PS kill.
I say if he target locks, we probably have a 4 forward for Boba.
Yeah.
Where he's taking 2 shots.
Yeah,
I
his
think
arc
so.
is pointing this way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do believe.
I do believe.
I think I would barrel roll and then just on Gunner and
Is he just focusing?
He just focused. Interesting. He might not want to stress himself.
Yeah. Or does he already have a target lock? There's
He
another
already,
little,
already has the
he
lock.
already has a lock on that
So
one.
no need to stress. And Boba does do the 4
Yeah.
forward. Good
Oh, I
call,
think this is very
Blake.
good for Blake.
Good call, Blake.
not much Michael could have done about that really.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He blocks it without the boost, but
But
he was committing on the 1 hard, 1 bank.
yeah.
So he all in on Paula. One of them got PS killed, and he killed Paula, but it left him in an
Him
awkward
pulling
spot.
him into that lane is
Yeah.
That 4, do you see that 4 forward pass?
Yeah, he just
He used 4 forward to Boba past the
leapfrogged again.
interceptors. And now he's got Paula Caval shot, spends
Caval
his
shots.
lock, 3 paints,
Focus for 3.
interceptor,
Does see a blank in there.
1,
1,
2.
2. This is interceptor 3, so it's taking 2
Interceptor
damage.
3 is taking 2. And now Boba's range 1, Marauder reroll.
That looks good.
That is 3 paints.
So 3 hits.
And
Nope,
gets the
that
interceptor.
gets him. Wow.
Wow.
Interceptor off the board.
That is
That's really big.
huge for Blake.
Obviously not over yet, but I do think
Obviously
this is heavily in.
This is heavily
And
Blake's
Blake's
favor
range
now.
1.
With just the higher initiative at this point, he always has a shot before.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
interceptor.
if he gets both shots on, he gets killed whoever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The interceptors are just too fragile. Like, if they could focus evade, they would be a lot more hand. And Caval's throwing extra dice out the side
Mhm.
means that there's just too many arcs for them to arc dodge.
Yeah, some insight into why we picked this matchup. It was mostly just Michael's better than me and Mark.
That's
Gotcha.
fair.
That's fair. Yeah, all right.
And he had the most generalist list.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Handle the
And
most
Blake had
things.
already beaten Mark today.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
Mark, we didn't want to pair Mark against him, and I did not with my list.
You don't want to see Caval
I mean, Caval's fine, but both Caval and Boba is not.
Strong choice.
Seeing 2 ships like that is too much for what I have.
Yeah,
You win the game.
yeah, definitely.
You did your part.
Hey man, hell of a tournament.
Hey,
Thank you.
congrats, man.
So
Yeah.
tired.
I feel you.
But yeah, one of Michael's biggest weaknesses is being too aggressive,
Yeah,
which kind of
he's
sounds like is what happened.
And
at the
he
start of the
actually
game.
he had
He
a pretty
had a
good
really good
engage. Boba just did a
Boba
really
did
clutch,
a really clutch 4
like he went in
forward
for the
past
block,
the engage.
and Boba just booked it, bailed out, and so he ended up instead of taking like 4 range 1s on Boba, he took a range 3 at Caval, stripped the shields, but then Boba was behind him. So
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, it was a
not a good spot to
it
be.
was a really clutch. This now Caval's in a rough spot.
I say Caval, he could actually put in a lot of pain
I mean,
on Caval here.
You just 1-star your Boba here, right?
Yeah,
And 2
Take-
hard with Caval, or even 1 bank.
probably.
So he does do the 1 straight, which is good.
Just good. Takes his focus, takes his Marauder reroll, and goes for another kill.
Yeah, I would probably just 1 bank barrel roll.
One bang. Or take lock and throw 3 and 3, and hope to at least strip the focus.
Yeah. Is it expert handling?
Yeah, that's expert
I assume.
handling.
So yeah,
You can do either way. He takes the double calculates in case of taking shots back into Boba. Caval does the 3 bang.
He is unstressed, so he can
He's
do the
unstressed.
rest.
That's true.
And that's actually that could be really good. Is this you?
Yes, top 8 Chicago is me.
It's hard to tell. He might already have arctouched that interceptor though.
He might have. It is hard to tell on the stream. But he's
Barrel
going for the
Yeah,
barrel
Chicago
forward.
cuts middle.
Oh, yeah?
We're playing 3B QD and I hit triple defender.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
that's
beat
right.
him in the next round.
Yeah.
I got your
We would have
revenge.
played,
Yeah.
and then you played. Then it was you, and then another
Ego and top
another
8.
ego,
Yep.
and 3B QD just would have
Yeah.
shredded
Just walk through there. Because I saw
until I hit Ghost Fen, and then I would have been real sad.
I saw Fen him to Drew.
Well, it was
Yeah,
no
triple
YouTube
defender.
Ghost Fen, so
I still would be
It's
sad.
yeah, he'd have been less sad though.
I beat him in Swiss. Like, Ain't no thing. Well, I beat the other one. I beat Mogensen, not Trad, but
All right, so we got Cavill.
Cavill.
You're welcome for
Fair
the distraction check.
4.
Oh, just natty 4.
Nattying it.
Naturals are neat. Blake did. Blake natty 4 on Interceptor, who is re-rolling.
Yeah, I think
Because
we
they
had
went off
cocked
the
dice and
board.
one that fell into the pile. I think I see at least one blank.
No,
Oh,
Cavill one
off
shots
the
an
board.
Interceptor.
I heard.
Cavill, and that leaves Bobo with a range 3 on the one remaining
Closing the
Interceptor.
register if anybody wants it.
And Marauder re-roll for 3.
Wow, this could be game right here.
He's got to focus in
He
range
does, yeah,
3,
he shouldn't
so
die
he shouldn't
here.
die here. Michael asks, will you give me something with his gift certificate that he got for coming in first?
Yeah, Vol's real nice. Donated 4 gift certificates
5. 2 for the raffle.
and the top 3.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was originally only 1 for the raffle, but
Yeah.
because we had 4,
'cause we had a weird,
weird scale, so we had 4. Yeah, 4 gift certificates. And so thank you to Valhalla's Gate in Columbia, Missouri.
Columbia, Missouri. Well, great store, great
Yeah,
store.
Find yourself ever
In central
drifting down
Missouri.
I-70.
In central Missouri, between
need
the
of-
two important
I believe
parts.
their X-Wing night is Tuesdays.
I believe two, and sometimes Thursdays.
You got it?
He got it.
Wow.
He blanked out on the evade,
Wow.
and there it
And that is
goes.
game for
That
us.
is game.
All right.